Did you know that if Anakin Skywalker hadn't turned to the dark side, over 99% of the Jedi Order might have survived? That's right, Order 66 would have been drastically different without Darth Vader leading the charge. But what about Luke and Leia? In this alternate timeline, they could have been raised as Jedi from birth, trained by their father and the surviving masters. How would this change their destinies and the fate of the galaxy? The fateful decision. Picture this. The Chosen One, Anakin Skywalker, is shown in Chancellor Palpatine's office. As Mace Windu charges in with his lightsaber lit, the air is thick with tension. Anakin's mind is racing because he feels he has to do what's right for the Jedi Order and what's right for Palpatine. Right now is the moment that will decide the fate of the whole galaxy. When Windu confronts Palpatine and says that he's the Sith Lord they've been looking for, Anakin's inner conflict reaches a peak. Palpatine's true self as Darth Sidious is shown when he takes off his good-natured mask, which shocks him. It's clear right away how important Anakin's choices are. Everything is up for grabs. During those important times, Anakin's thoughts are like a tornado. Palpatine told him he would keep Padme safe from harm, and he remembers how powerful the dark side is. On the other hand, he thinks about his time with the Jedi, how much they trusted him, and the values he promised to uphold. He can't stop thinking about how his personal goals and his sense of duty are at odds with each other. There are many ways that Anakin has interacted with Palpatine and the Jedi. The Jedi have been his family and teachers, but they've also held him back by never trusting him fully. On the other hand, Palpatine has always been positive, giving Anakin the approval he searched for. However, after seeing Palpatine's real face, Anakin now sees through the lies that lie behind that support. What if Anakin changes his mind right now? What if he fights the urge to give in to his anger and fear? It's hard to believe all the possibilities. This choice made by Anakin is what caused the Republic to fall, the Jedi Order to be destroyed, and the Empire to start. In an instant, Anakin makes up his mind. He gets ready to face the Sith Lord by lighting his lightsaber on fire and standing next to Mace Windu. Anakin turns away from the dark side when he turns down Palpatine's offer of power. He does this to stay true to the Jedi way of life. This one choice changes everything about the Star Wars universe as we know it. The dominoes of fate start to fall in a totally different way. And what'll happen to the Republic when Palpatine is no longer in charge? In the event that Anakin stays a member of the Jedi Order, how will it change over time? Do you know anything about Padme and their unborn children? All of a sudden, the future seems very big, full of new chances and problems. Because Anakin Skywalker chose to follow the light, the galaxy is about to go through a very different ending. The immediate aftermath. Fate's dominoes have started to fall, but the fight is still not over. As Anakin stands next to Mace Windu with his lightsaber lit, a fight is about to happen that will shake the galaxy to its core. The most powerful Sith Lord in generations faces off against not one, but two of the best Jedi warriors ever. As Mace Windu and Anakin stand in front of Palpatine, the air is tense. Darth Sidious's real face is shown when the Chancellor's friendly front breaks apart. Palpatine's well-thought-out plans start to fall apart when Anakin suddenly turns loyal to the Jedi. But don't get the wrong idea, the Sith Lord is still very much alive. For a split second, the office turns into a fierce lightsaber battle. Anakin and Windu move at the same speed, and Sidious's red saber is blurred by their blue and purple blades. When the raw power of the dark side meets the refined skill of the Jedi, a show like no one has ever seen in the galaxy happens. Anakin fights with new resolve. He no longer has inner conflict. He's now determined to protect the Republic and the Jedi Order. With each swing of his lightsaber, he seems to get rid of the shadows that were making it hard for him to see straight. Windu, on the other hand, uses all of Vapad's power, which is his unique lightsaber form, to push Sidious to the edge. But Palpatine isn't like other enemies. His way of fighting is both sneaky and mean. He uses his sabers aggressively and fires bursts of force lightning through the air. When the Sith Lord realizes how much Anakin has betrayed him, his eyes light up with anger. He had carefully shaped the Chosen One for years, but in one moment of choice, it was all undone. As the battle goes on, we can't help but think about what'll happen to Order 66 without Vader in charge. With Palpatine's programming still running in their heads, the clone troopers wait for the order that may never come. Thousands of Jedi across the galaxy are in danger, and their lives depend on the outcome of this one important battle. As Windu and Anakin try to get the upper hand, the duel reaches its peak. Palpatine is taken out of action and defeated with one final powerful blow. The Sith Lord falls, and his hopes of taking over the galaxy fall apart all around him. But winning costs something. The fact that the office is in ruins shows how powerful the battle was. The galaxy itself is on the edge of chaos outside these walls. When word gets out that Palpatine is not who he seems to be, it causes chaos in the Republic. What will the galaxy do when they find out that the leader they thought was good was actually the bad guy they were fighting? The answers to these questions will change the Star Wars universe we know, paving the way for a future that is very different from the one we know now. A new path for the Jedi. Palpatine's defeat has sent shockwaves through the galaxy, and in the Jedi Temple a different kind of revolution is taking shape. Because Anakin Skywalker chose to help Mace Windu, a chain of events has begun that could change what it means to be a Jedi. Are you ready to see a new side of the Order? The Jedi Temple is very busy right now because word of who Palpatine really is spreading like wildfire. But in the middle of all the chaos, Anakin Skywalker has to deal with the problem that could change the whole Order. He takes a deep breath and walks up to the council to tell them about his secret marriage to Padme and her pregnancy. As Anakin's words linger in the air, the council chamber falls silent. You can almost feel how heavy the weight of hundreds of years of Jedi tradition is on everyone here. Now, the council has to decide how to handle Anakin's revelation and how to recognize how important he was in defeating Sidious. What we know about the Jedi Code might change right now. It's interesting to think about how the rules against attachment have been an important part of Jedi philosophy for a very long time. But now that Anakin's actions have shown that love and duty can live together, the Council has to change its mind. Anakin's honesty about his marriage and his bravery in confronting Palpatine make a strong case for a more nuanced view of attachments. Could this be the start of a new way of understanding the Jedi way? Think about a future where Jedi can date, and love is not seen as a weakness, but as something that makes you stronger and more balanced. As the Council thinks, you can feel the tension in the room. Will Anakin be kicked out for breaking the code, or will he be praised for being so important in saving the Republic? Besides Anakin's life, the future of the whole Jedi Order may also be at stake. As the Council makes its choice, we can see the start of a big change. It's been a long time since the Jedi Order changed how it does things. People see Anakin as the person who is at the center of this change and shows how personal relationships can coexist with Jedi duties. The Jedi are going in a new direction that will have a big impact on the whole galaxy. How will people react to a Jedi Order that is more like them? What new problems and chances might come up now that the landscape has changed? One thing is clear, the galaxy is moving into a new era that is unlike anything we've seen in Star Wars before. It looks like the Force works in strange ways, and sometimes you have to make a brave choice to start something new. The Skywalker Legacy. The Jedi's old ways are no longer in use, but a new storm is coming. As Padme's due date gets closer, rumors start to spread across the galaxy. What takes place when the Chosen One's children are born into a world where the Sith have no power? Whatever the answer is, it might change what the Force is. Think about this. Padme Amidala gives birth to Luke and Leia with Anakin and the rest of the Jedi community around her. It's a moment of pure happiness and excitement at the same time. The galaxy where these twins are born is very different from the one we know. Now there's no Empire and no Darth Vader. Also, the Jedi Order is changing. Do not believe for a second that this means everything is fine. As soon as people hear that the twins were born, questions start coming up faster than Tatooine pod racers. How strong are they in the Force? Are they gonna do what their dad did? Everyone knows that these children who are sensitive to the Force have huge potential. After all, they are children of the Chosen One. People expect a lot from each other, even babies who can't hold a lightsaber yet. Let's talk about Padme and Anakin now. They're not just new parents, they're galactic leaders with a lot of duties. We've never seen Anakin do a balancing act like this between a Jedi and taking care of his baby. As for Padme, she's still a strong senator who fights for the new Jedi philosophy and makes sure her children have strong morals. There are so many moves in this act that even the best Jedi Master would get sweaty. Now though, things get really interesting. Luke and Leia are being raised by their Jedi father, who's a member of the Order. This is completely new ground. These aren't little kids who were taken away from their families as babies. These kids are growing up with love, closeness, and a direct link to their Force-sensitive family history. It's like the Force was born from a baby between the Jedi Order and family life. Luke and Leia's paths start to take shape as they grow up, but don't think the farm boy and princess from the first timeline will be the same ones. The Skywalker twins are going in a totally different direction. They're not just possible Jedi, they're living examples of a new philosophy that brings together the best parts of Jedi knowledge and family love. The Skywalker family stands for this new way of being a Jedi. These people show that love and duty can live together, and that love doesn't have to turn bad. The message is strong and can be heard all over the galaxy, but here's the question worth 1,000,000 points. How might these huge changes have changed the galaxy? What new dangers might be hiding in the night? Even though the Sith are gone, the Force will always try to find balance. In this brave new world, what'll that balance look like? Conclusion. Because Anakin chose to join the Jedi, the Star Wars story has never been the same. The galaxy we've been to is very different now. The Skywalker family is at the center of a new era, and the Jedi Order is changing. But there are some problems in the different timeline. If the Empire goes away, there could be a power gap. Who knows what new threats could appear to fill it? We can't help but think about the ripple effects as we look at this changed galaxy. What would happen to the balance of the Force if Darth Vader wasn't there? What exciting new things are in store for Luke and Leia as they grow up with Anakin? Also, don't forget about the rest of the galaxy. What would happen to places like Alderaan and Tatooine in this new world? After this trip through a different version of Star Wars history, we have one burning question. What other important events in the story could have made a huge difference? You can do anything, and every choice our favorite characters made could have made the story turn out very differently. How would things have been if Rey had agreed to rule with Kylo Ren? Or if Obi-Wan had trained Anakin with Qui-Gon? It's hard to explain how the Force works, and in Star Wars, one choice can change the whole galaxy.